name is CNanners, and today we're playing some Search and Destroy on Wasteland. And I have the FAMAS set up with Bling Pro, Stopping Power Pro, and Ninja Pro. And the reason I have selected these perks, well, let's start with Bling Pro. It's probably a good idea not to let the other team know where you are. And there's no use for, let's say, Scavenger Pro or one-man army and any of that stuff because the rounds are so short that you don't really need that much ammunition. So I think that red dot sight and a silencer are my favorite. I would not recommend the heartbeat sensor because chances are you'll probably spend most of the round staring at that thing, and it probably won't get you too many kills. And the other team will probably just be very annoyed with you if you're sitting in a room waiting for somebody to show up, so I would recommend not doing that. But of course a lot of people do, but it's totally up to you. and as far as Stopping Power Pro, I don't think you really need hardline when it comes to Search and Destroy. I mean, you can because you get your kill streaks faster, but there aren't too many kills available in Search and Destroy, and I don't really, I mean, it's just personal preference, I suppose. But I guess I use Stopping Power Pro is because when I see someone, I want to make sure that I kill them, because definitely, more often than not, I mean, especially Search and Destroy, you'll find that there's a lot of situations where it comes down to the wire as far as, you have two people shooting at each other, who's going to get shot, who's going to die, and I like to kind of put on Stopping Power Pro, because I like to make sure that I'm actually going to kill the person I'm shooting at. And as far as Ninja Pro goes, I like to put that on because, of course, the heartbeat sensors, they are a big issue, and also, I mean, it's kind of cool with Ninja Pro because you can you don't hear your footsteps and you won't show up on heartbeat sensors, which is kind of important because Search and Destroy, there are a lot of cautious people. I don't want to be too negative and say camping, but people, I mean, that's how this game is played, I guess, when it comes to Search and Destroy. It's like this guy. He's waiting around for me to show up, but definitely not paying attention. But like I said, it's good to kind of be stealthy, and you can't get too mad at people for chilling around either A or B, because that's what the name of the game is. It's either protect the bomb or try to plant, and I always try to get the bomb at the beginning of the rounds because I don't die too often. I don't mean to be like, like I'm Rambo or something. I find that I'm more cautious than most of my team usually is. My team tends to run in and get shot, and the kind of average player will not make the best decisions. And more often than not, they'll probably just run in shaking their hands in the air, asking for a free kill, and that is no good. But the good thing is that you don't have to worry too much about kill streaks in Search and Destroy. There will be guys that will build up good kill streaks and make your job a little bit more difficult, but for the most part, I don't think it's too much of a big deal. I myself have, I think it's Predator missile, attack helicopter, and something else. It's probably chopper gunner because I don't know what I'm doing. You'll probably notice that I don't play Search and Destroy too much. I like free for all and deathmatch type games. I'm not really a fan of objective type games. I merely like shooting people, and I think that of any of the objective type games, I probably enjoy Capture the Flag the most. But of course, you need a good team to play that because it can get extremely frustrating if your team is not doing what they're supposed to. But yeah, back to Search and Destroy. I can see a guy over here, and it's kind of funny. A lot of people tend to show up in the same locations over and over again. And it only makes sense because people tend to try to implement the same strategies that work time and time again. But when you encounter somebody like me, I tend to try to switch things up and make it difficult to predict what I'm going to do. And that's kind of what Search and Destroy is about. It's kind of like a giant game of chess. And I think if anything, that's kind of the reason I enjoy it, is trying to outwit the other team and try to predict where they're going to go. And in a moment here, I'm going to plant the bomb and then hide up on this hill up here. And I realize that most people have the tendency to run to their right. Most people are right-handed, so they tend to swing around to the right. So I realize that's the case, so I go to the left. And sure enough, I think this guy shows up and gets shot because he realized that I was probably going to be there, but based off of kind of prediction that I assumed that he was going to be right-handed, he definitely went that way first. And it's just kind of one of those things you gotta kind of think about when it comes to trying to have an advantage on another player, in that I think that accuracy is a very important aspect of this game, but for the most part, if you can outthink another player, you'll probably have the advantage. And even if shot is god awful. You'll still be able to hit somebody if you can outthink them. And right here, I dropped my Predator missile, and I got my attack helicopter. Didn't quite pronounce that correctly, but like I was saying, attack helicopter. Oh, for Christ's sake. Anyways, it's probably a good idea to wait to call in your air support until the following round, because you want to try to maximize the amount of kills that you can get. And I do believe I get all the I think I kill everyone on the other team this round, so it's not too big of a fail. But definitely a very quick round, because obviously air support on Wasteland is very, very good. And it will get you quite a few kills. And if my memory is correct, I do believe the other team was screaming at my team. I guess they weren't happy with the crimes that we were perpetrating on them. They seem to not be having a very good time, and it happens a lot of times on Xbox Live that people get pretty crazy, pretty aggressive. I don't really think it's necessary. And one thing I did learn the other day is that if you go under your preferences, your Xbox preferences, you can actually set it up where I've never done it personally, but someone was telling me that you can make it so you can only hear the conversations with people on your friends list. So for instance, if you jump in a random lobby with people, you won't be hearing 10 kinds of racial slurs, spitting throughout the interwebs, because you don't have to. So the downside of that is that you have to, of course, if somebody's friend jumps into your lobby and you are friends with them, you won't hear them and they won't hear you. They'll assume you're antisocial and some sort of introvert, which is, if that's your thing, cool. But it's just something to consider if you don't like to hear people scream at you, and I have been screamed at quite a bit. And I actually have a match I want to upload in the future. It was on World at War, and it was a free-for-all shotgun match, and it was hilarious. The other team was just going all kinds of crazy on me, and it's all in good fun. I kind of just laugh at those people, but looks like the match is coming to an end, and I wanted to ask you guys a quick question. Wanted to know what game type you guys like to watch, whether it be Search and Destroy, Team Deathmatch, Free-for-all, Domination, Demolition, third-person mode. Just let me know, because I want to know. I definitely want to know what you guys are interested in seeing, and that would really help me out. So other than that, guys, I really appreciate you watching.